Everybody, and welcome back to the Footballing View. This is the team I believe Tuchel needs to choose if he wants to win this World Cup. Now, I'm going to be doing this for almost every country, the big teams specifically Germany, Spain, France, Argentina, Portugal. But I am starting with England. I'm not from England. I'm just saying this is the best squad for them. Thoughts about the squad. Obviously, there's big concerns with fans of why people like Lewis Hall or Trenton get picked. Personally, I don't agree with Lewis Hall not getting picked. I felt that he should be like a nailed on starter for England. Instead, Tuchel's gone with Jed Spence and Dan Burn, who can also play left back. But personally, I don't see the value in Dan Burn being able to play left back because realistically, if Spence gets injured, and you're in the semi-finals and you're playing against Spain, you're gonna have Dan Burn against Yamal. That's just not a fair matchup at all. So I don't agree with Lewis Hall not being picked. Um, but in a way, I kind of like it because we all know Southgate would have picked these players like Trent, players like Maguire. He would have picked them, and in a way, I kind of like it because that shows Tuchel is trying to build a team that works in a system and not just choosing the superstars or the players that everyone wants in the squad. And I kind of like that about a manager. But yeah, let's get into the lineups that I've gone with. Now, I've made two different squads because, for example, as you're not gonna play the same against Cape Verde as you do France, for example. Those games are completely different. You're not gonna play the same way. So I have two different squads uh that consider the opponent. So at keeper, I'm going to go with Jordan Pickford. He has been England's best goalkeeper for years now, and in a way, I think that shows the lack of goalkeeping talent in England because Jordan Pickford, an Everton goalkeeper who's not even like world class, has been your number one goalkeeper for years now. I think that's a bit embarrassing from the um, youth side of you because Pickford should not be England's number one choice, considering how big England is and the culture at England. The fact that Pickford is their number one, I mean, just shows it. Yeah, but I no disrespect to Pickford. I know it sounds like I'm absolutely grilling him. I'm just saying, mate, you're not a world class goalkeeper. You're not Donnarumma, are you? Um. Anyway, at right back, I'm going to go with Reece James. Just on the Trent side of view, I completely agree with not picking Trent. I'm gonna say this now, right? Trent Alexander Arnold should have never been picked. I don't care what manager you are, you should not pick Trent. He's had a poor season, and secondly, he can't defend as a right back. Not being able to defend as a right back is like not being able to uh, have wheels as a car. It's like not being able to uh, have a screen on a phone. I don't know what I'm saying. But not being able to defend as a right back is like not being able to header the ball as a striker. It's like not being able to shoot as a footballer. And I just think that's a very big liability to have Trent on the team because you have to change the way you play to accommodate for Trent. There's a reason why he worked in Klopp's system because people like James Milner, people like Henderson were covering for him at right back. And he's just not going to have that in Tuchel's squad. He's just not going to have that at all. And I think that you, you have to cater to him on a tactical point of view to help him fit in. And I just don't think that's worth it considering the season he's had. He can't even play in midfield. Trent can't even play in midfield. Like he played there and got found out. So where do you put him realistically? I don't know. Moving on though, centre backs, Gehi nailed on. He should be in everyone's lineup. He should play every single game if he can. And I think that he's England's best centre back. Um, the second centre back is between Stones and Konza. Personally, I'll go Konza because Stones, I don't. He hasn't played many games. He's not had a particularly good season. But although that experience does matter, but I would still go with Konza. At left back, this is probably the weakest point. Obviously, Lewis Hall missing out is going to be the biggest talking point here. But I think Jed Spence or Dan Burn can play there. But yeah, now the midfield is where it starts to get different because this is now where you can change the personnel in order to um, accommodate for the opponent level. So against stronger opponents like France or Spain, I would personally go with the Rice and Anderson double pivot, and then Bellingham in the 10, and then yeah, that's the midfield I would play against stronger opponents. Rice, Anderson, Bellingham in the 10. However, against weaker opponents, I would go Rice, I would go Bellingham, and I would go someone like Eze, someone like Morgan Rogers. And then you have like people like Bellingham. It's very aggressive, it's very risky, but I mean, realistically, if England are going to struggle without Anderson against, I don't know, Senegal, then they don't deserve to win the World Cup at all. So I'm just saying. But yeah, that's for the midfield what I think they should do. And I just think that yeah, it's your opponent matters a lot. The person you're playing matters a lot, and it changes the way you approach a game. So I think that having maybe like a Morgan Rogers, having maybe a Bellingham, having a Rice start in a midfield three, even if it's aggressive, even if it's very attacking, I don't. Why are you so worried about the defense so much? Like, not to underestimate opponents, but if you're playing like a weak squad, like, why are you so worried about the defense? Anderson and Rice do not need to play in the double pivot if the country you're versing is a weak team. It's just unnecessary and safe, and it's what Southgate would do. For the attack, Hurricane is nailed on again. Should be in everyone's lineup. Then at right wing, I think Saka. Obviously, he's not had a good season with Arsenal, but who else do England really have? I mean, Madueke, I don't think he's better than Saka. And Saka, to be fair, always delivers for England, so he has that reputation. But yeah, Saka is definitely England's best right wing. Then for left wing, Marcus Rashford. In terms of ability, he's miles clear of Anthony Gordon, in my opinion. Um, yeah, definitely. In terms of talent, natural ability, he's fast. He can take on plays. He can shoot. I mean, talent-wise, he's just miles clear of Anthony Gordon. But to be honest with you, I don't really care who Tuchel starts there. But I'd rather see Rashford than Anthony Gordon, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's my team. Let me know what you think. One thing I want to say that is very important is Kane's dropping in. When Kane drops in, you can't have the midfield to be flat because if the midfield is flat and Kane's dropping in, then Bellingham, people like Bellingham, Rice, and Kane are all going to be occupying the same spaces. You need Bellingham and Rice running past Kane, and people like Rashford also and Saka running past Kane when Kane drops in. You can't have Bellingham occupying the same space as Kane because it ends up being flat and just not attacking at all. So that's very important. But yeah, that's the squad. Let me know what you think in the comments. Write your squad in the comments and let me know who you think. Is it coming home? Is Spain gonna win it? Is Argentina gonna go back to back? Is France gonna win it with their superstar team? Let me know what you think.